Y'all, Fuzion here, back with another reaction video. Today we're going to be talking about the Lakers, their win over the Grizzlies yesterday. It was a really good showing from Lebron. He had 22 and 20, which is crazy. As well as we got some scoring from Austin Reeves. He had 23. Anthony Davis was non-existent. He shot 4 for 13. Well, Vanderbilt, he had 15 and 6. D'Angelo Russell at 17, and then we got 12 from Shooter, 7 and 6 from Roy. Yeah, so I think this shows again what I have been saying about the issues with the Grizzlies. They don't have enough. Their team is too young. A veteran player would have got Dylan Brooks back in line. So take that how you will. Of course, like they're missing Steven Adams, and I'm drawing a blank on his name, but they're missing pieces. But I don't think that they should be. I don't think this should be a 4-1 series. I had the Lakers winning in 6, not in 5 games, and it looks like a lot of these games were pretty quick and easy wins, honestly, just how they are. I mean, I don't think that the Lakers are that much better than the Grizzlies. It's just showing more so what the weakness is with the Grizzlies, more than like the Lakers being great, if that makes sense. But that's enough rambling. I did skip a lot of just like the useless intro stuff, so let's go ahead and get started.
I'm not going to go that far. If you're asking me about the outcome, in other words, are the Lakers going to win this series? I believe they're going to win this series. I think that Memphis wins Game 5. I think when they go back to Memphis, they'll answer the call and they'll force the Game 6. And obviously, the Lakers could give you a heart attack at any given moment because something happens with them. Last night, we were having a heart attack because after 3 quarters, Anthony Davis had 4 points. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Because obviously, when he showed up in Games 1 and 3, they handled their business. When he didn't show up in Game 2, they lost that game. My mentality was if Anthony Davis doesn't show up, the Lakers don't win this game. They stepped up last night. I mean, D'Angelo Russell with back-to-back-to-back threes. I mean, they was down 97-90, and then he comes out and he hits 3 straight threes. I think that saved the game.
And that's the importance of D'Angelo Russell. By the way, Russell Westbrook can't do that. When D'Angelo Russell is hitting and is actually in the right mindset, I think he is a very good point guard. He reminds me of Mike Conley on how he can control the control the pace as well as make good decisions most of the time, but he still has that young nigga mentality that he tries to take more shots than needed or taking bad shots. But if he keeps on doing stuff like this, give me 15 points, hit a couple threes, 6 or 7 assists. That's what I need from D'Angelo Russell, and he has done that and more this game. So, yeah. As well as Vanderbilt. I always say that if Vanderbilt gives me 7 and 6, and if Troy Brown gives me 7 and 6, then that is what, or 7 points and hit at least 2 threes, then that is their job. Vanderbilt gave me 15 and 6. 3 blocks. He shot well. So that's what we need to perform well in like the playoffs from now on. It will just get even more difficult, and it will be a huge difficulty spike once it comes to the second round, because we're either facing the Warriors or the Kings, if I'm not mistaken, in the second round. Yeah, Warriors or Kings. So I think that I think just like the game, like difficulty will just spike up for sure.
Game for them. Obviously, LeBron James was absolutely sensational. I just sit back and while we're discussing basketball and analyze it, all I'm going to say is something that I've said on many occasions. I've got him number 2 all time. LeBron James is doing such great things. I want JJ might fall off his chair when I say this. I almost might be willing to say I'm no longer, no, nobody's going ahead of Jordan.
Okay,
That's not going to happen.
okay.
What I'm saying is, it's almost an insult to even bring up the debate anymore. Even though I'm still a Jordan guy, number 1, that's how I am. I'm not moving from there.
Why is that an insult?
Because the man is so phenomenal.
Yeah.
And he just finds different ways to get it done. And some of the things that he's done in his 20th season, he's the best player on the floor. I just can't say enough about what I'm seeing from him. But in the end, I will say to answer this question quickly, the series, I believe the Lakers will win it in 6 games. Memphis will win game 5. Lakers close it out in 6.
What is this change of tone?
I'm just saying.
I've always said that the Lakers are going to win in 6 games. I've said that since the beginning. I think this could be a win in 5, like depending on how the first 2 quarters of the game goes. I think that the Grizzlies, again, them being very young, has a huge point in this, but they are down 3-1. There's a good chance that a couple of those players, if they are down by a huge margin in the second round, going into the third quarter, they will give up. And that's the youth, not having a veteran presence, all of that is finally showing in the playoffs. It's finally showing what is really going on with this team. Mike Conley would have been a perfect pickup for them, honestly. Someone who can slow the pace down while John Morant was out. Have John Morant run the 2 guard and then move Bane to the 3rd to get Brooks out of there, because Brooks is just an idiot. Just a couple. Damn, he shot 4 for 11. Jaren Jackson shot 5 for 15. Ja 8 for 24. Baines 13 for. Well, he shot 45%. That's just a name that just popped into my head that would really help out a team like this. A good, solid veteran point guard. Doesn't have to start, but would have been a good change of pace and a good pickup for them. Just a thought. I could see even having Melo on this team to really teach Ja. One thing that Carmelo Anthony has always done well in his career is playing at his speed, slowing down the game, getting into the post and slowing it down. We saw every single time that John Morant went up for a dunk or a layup or getting into the lane, it looked like he was trying to kill himself. He reminds me of a Derrick Rose, a young Kobe, as far as athleticism and just the wildness on how he plays. So hopefully he can learn to slow it down and try to learn that you don't have to jump over everybody, because you're not going to jump over a LeBron. You're not going to jump over Anthony Davis. There are people on the Lakers that are as athletic, or if not more athletic than you. So this should be a wake-up call for him to develop a mid-range jumper, a great floater, learning how to slow down the game. I hope he does still attack, but I hope he does learn how to open up his options even more. That's what I would want to see from Ja.
I'm
skipping ahead, bro.
For me, has been the play of Hachimura and Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves, in particular, has looked completely in command at all times in this series. This is a guy, if you had told us 4 or 5 months ago that we'd be in a playoff series against the Memphis Grizzlies and they're running their offense through him in the fourth quarter? Legitimately. There was so many times in that fourth quarter, especially once D'Angelo Russell was out, LeBron's playing off the ball, and they're running offense through Austin Reeves. He's 18 a game, 49%, 41% from three in this series. What worries me for the Grizzlies is this. Like, Bane has had to do so much on the defensive end. I think he's required to do so much in the half court to get their offense going. I think it's worn on him. He hasn't shot the ball well. But what really worries me is Dillon Brooks. And his play this series, look, this is not to kill Dillon Brooks, because I do think at times he is a valuable player. His defense hasn't been good on LeBron. LeBron's 12 for 20 against him as the primary defender. And if you watched last night, every single time that Ja Morant had the ball, that Desmond Bane had the ball,
he's standing there.
They're bringing Dillon Brooks, his guy, over, essentially ignoring him and daring him to shoot. 5 for 20 in this series in wide open threes. The Memphis Grizzlies can't win if they can't get production from guys out of other than Desmond Bane and Ja Morant.
Yeah, series is. I hate to say things are.
And I don't mean to compare Dillon Brooks and Draymond, because I think they have two different roles. But I think that Dillon Brooks should learn from Draymond Green. Dillon Brooks shouldn't be taking a lot of shots. He should be passing up shots. If you are Draymond Green and you have the best shooter on your team, another top 5, top 10 shooter on your team, Jordan Poole, who can randomly just go off, why would you want to take a lot of shots? And of course, like, the Memphis Grizzlies are a different team as far as not having quote unquote great shooters, but you have a slasher in Ja Morant. You have a quality big man with Jackson, and with Desmond Bane, who can also shoot the three. I think Dillon Brooks needs to learn how to become a playmaker and slow down on the shooting. I think that would be like the only way for him to still be useful and still be considered a good asset, honestly. But honestly, I'm just gonna go ahead and end it here. Not much else to really say about this series. I think it depends on the first 2 quarters of this game, of Game 5, to see if the Lakers are gonna close it out. But I still got the Lakers in 6, and I called that I called this from, I don't even know, but I've been said that the Grizzlies is a first round exit team. I don't think they'll ever get past this first round as long as they continue to play how they've been playing. I don't think that style of play will work, and they need to figure it out. Tell me what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.